Welcome to the Butterfly Effect. I'm Chris Horner, and this is Stage 5 of Tirreno-Adriatico. 205-kilometer stage, 127 miles thereabouts. It's going to be an epically hard course. This is going to be a course where it's flat more or less as they come into the circuit. The circuit's going to be 80, 90K long. They're going to do 3 laps, 3 climbs, 3 hard, steep climbs, some at 20% sections during the climb. Guys, I did this course almost identical to this in 2013 when Chris Froome was leading with Team Sky. It was the same conditions. It started raining. It was freezing. I couldn't feel my fingers. We were fighting to get rain jackets on. I was a professional for over 20 years. I'm 41 years of age during this particular race in 2013, and I just had to wet myself. I mean, it was so cold. The climbs, you would freeze going down the climbs. I have never wet myself in a bike race before 2013, and I was so cold and freezing under these conditions. We'd get to the top, I'd wet myself a little bit, go down, it'd warm me up. It felt amazing. I wondered why I never did it before in my career. It helped so much. And it was raining so hard, it didn't matter. It was unbelievable, the conditions. When I'm watching this one today, I'm just reminded of that. Like, guys, I hope you're wetting yourself at the top of every one of these climbs, because if it's anything like the condition that I went through, and it looks identical, that was the only thing that got me through this stage, was just wetting myself at the top of the climb. I would it'd keep me warm going down. I'd get cold at the bottom of the climb up the next one, warm up a little bit, wet myself again, tinkle just a tiny bit, and the shorts that warm me up, drop down the hill again. By the time you got to the bottom, you're freezing because the rain's coming up off the wheel like this. You're raining like this. And had even the exact same wind conditions where the wind's blowing the rain sideways too. You're getting it from every direction. The only thing I could do to stay warm was that, and so I did it, and it worked fantastic, and it got me through the stage. Now these guys, they're suffering. We start, it's dry, but when they get on the circuit and it's raining, you'll see them. They're fighting for their rain jackets back there. Simon Yates is almost getting his rain jacket caught up in his gears and his spokes on his wheel. You'll see him have to yank the jacket up in order to keep it from sliding in there. The action was on from the beginning of the race. Even before the rain, they averaged 57 kilometers an hour. That's like 33, 34 miles an hour for the first 40 minutes. The first hour, they averaged 55 kilometers an hour. I mean, these guys are blazing. Finally, a group of 5 get away, and they're the ones that enter the circuit. But there's not much to talk about them, because 65K from the line, Mathieu van der Poel starts lighting things up. I mean, wow, he just blows the race to pieces. It was more or less kind of sorted together back then. You'd see it extend out a little bit from the wind and the rain in the group. But once Mathieu van der Poel put down the smack on everybody, he just destroyed the field. The favorites are up there, but not all of them. We're still missing 5-10 of the GC guys. The top 10 GC guys are still missing from that group. And Mathieu van der Poel's just throwing in attacks with Wout van Aert, Egan Bernal, Tadej Pogačar's up there riding good and strong. It's an exciting race. Mathieu van der Poel keeps drilling it till finally he gets away from the group of favorites, and now he's going to go solo. And it's pretty impressive because he's riding from a long distance out there. He's going to do 50 kilometers out there on his own, more or less. Behind with 50K to go, Tadej Pogačar drops his chain from his bike going through a left turn starting up a hill. And you'll see him, he gets a little spectator help there with a little push getting back on. And I'm thinking, wow, he's in trouble. Now, no teammates around. And then all of a sudden, Davide Formulo shows up, does an amazing ride. Guys, Davide Formulo controlled that particular group of favorites for 30 kilometers on the front until about 17 kilometers to go, when Tadej Pogačar's had enough waiting around and he decides to light it up. It was Wout van Aert on the front to begin with, and then Tadej Pogačar just went to the side of him and punched it up the right side and went solo. And it's Tadej Pogačar. He's up there chasing Mathieu van der Poel, who I thought at the time, he's got about a 2-minute lead when this is going on, 2.5 minute even. I thought Mathieu van der Poel had this wrapped up with no problem. Tadej Pogačar Fast guy. He's got a little bit of help from a couple guys that were in the early break between the group of favorites and Mathieu van der Poel. So those guys help out a little bit. Wout van Aert, who got dropped, still stays on the gas, finds some companion help up there too. After Tadej Pogačar drops the two guys with him, they go back, and next thing you know, he gets a little help with Wout from those guys too, and they're chasing. Wout van Aert's doing about a 30, 45 second yo-yo effect there to Tadej Pogačar, but he can't close on the young Slovenian because that kid is flying. And they're both gaining time on Mathieu van der Poel. And you'll see with about 3K to go, it's Mathieu van der Poel reaching in the pocket and he's bringing out food. This is a sign that he's starting to bonk and he's having some issues, because it'd just be a gel, you know. Normally you just grab a gel and you're always doing a gel real quick and you're done, but he's putting food in, so you know he's having some calorie problems. Once that starts happening, I'm still thinking he's got this one that's wrapped up in the bag. I mean, he's just a few kilometers away from the finish. With 3K to go, they make a left turn. They got a hard little climb there, and the time gap just keeps coming down from Mathieu van der Poel to Tadej Pogačar, as Tadej is just flying up this climb trying to close the gap. They crest the top and they're coming in the finish, and you can see Tadej Pogačar getting ready to catch the legendary classic rider Mathieu van der Poel. He struggles, puts in the last dig, and when he's coming across the line, he's just about collapsed over the front of his handlebars. It was a beautiful, beautiful win for Mathieu van der Poel. Tadej Pogačar, I'm going to call this a stage win for Tadej Pogačar too, because he clearly wrapped up this race here at Tirreno-Adriatico with today's ride. I was worried yesterday about the UAE Team Emirates guys just being strong enough to control a stage like today. Tadej Pogačar was isolated there for a few minutes, but Davide Formolo, wow, man, you get a win on today's stage too, because anybody that could ride 30K on the front for his leader right there solely without any help, and guys even attacking him, and he's just bringing it back left and right. Formolo, that was an amazing ride today. Hats off, a tip the hat to you, because that was beautiful. I thought there was no chance that someone from UAE Team Emirates, other than Tadej Pogačar, could be in that front group of favorites like I watched today. There was a lot of guys from the top 10 missing there. Fogelsang couldn't be there. G. Thomas wasn't there. Simon Carr wasn't there. Nairo Quintana was there but getting dropped. Iguita was getting dropped often. Guys, Formolo had an amazing ride for a Domestique on today's stage. You know he's going to be part of the 2021 Tour de France team, helping Tadej Pogačar win another yellow jersey come this July. You've seen Paris-Nice. If you've seen Paris-Nice already, then you know the outcome there. Yep, that was awesome, an exciting day, so I'm already got a lot of energy from doing the butterfly effect with Paris-Nice. But today's Tirreno-Adriatico, man, a 1-2, just beautiful races today with Paris-Nice, and of course with Tadej Pogačar's fantastic ride. And Mathieu van der Poel, he gets the win and wraps up another stage victory here at Tirreno-Adriatico. Hope you guys like the butterfly effect, and I'll see you guys real soon.